Vi har jo vært en tur i England hos Alexander. Nå skal vi utenfor landegrensene igjen til Nederland og til en dame som du og Idrettens Karrieresenter kjenner. Dere har jobbet sammen med et prosjekt. Mind the Gap, kan du fortelle litt om det?
Mind the Gap er et prosjekt som Nienke, som vi skal ha med oss fra Amsterdam, skal presentere for oss og si noe om. Det jeg kan si er at for Idrettens Karrieresenter så har det vært veldig interessant og veldig lærerikt å få være en del av det prosjektet. Så det er stas å kunne... It's very nice, Nienke, to be able to introduce you and for you to tell us about the Mind the Gap project.
Thank you very much, Gerwen, for inviting me today. I hope that the guys can put up the presentation that I prepared. I just made a very short presentation today to explain a bit what Mind the Gap is. Thank you very much for that. So my name is indeed Nienke van Gerwen. I work as a player development manager for FIFPRO. FIFPRO is the world representative body for professional players, and we do so through our national players association. So, for example, NISO is a member of FIFPRO, and within FIFPRO, I'm responsible for player development, and Mind the Gap is a project of that. If you can go to the next slide, please. So, we started the Mind the Gap project in 2018. It's a European Commission project with the aim to enable players to transition into a post-playing career of their choice by creating a robust infrastructure of personal and technical support. Next slide, please. The reason why we've started this project and why we think that player development is really important is that football, or actually every professional sport, is a really short career. If you're lucky, like Fabrizio Colensino, you're 37 and still playing at the highest level. But it will come to an end one day. That's for sure. And he started, he started a high school degree actually because his two kids did start high school, and he thought the best way to really promote school and education and the importance of it to my kids is by doing it myself as well. Next slide, please. So why is player development important? Because football, or actually every professional sporting career, is really uncertain. A next injury, a coaching change, or an expiring contract may be career ending. And it's a really short career. If you're lucky, you're 37 like Fabrizio, but then still you have a whole life in front of you. And you probably need another career as well for financial reasons, but definitely for social reasons. You need to have a purpose in life. Otherwise, it provides a lot of mental problems. So developing in any kind or form besides your professional career positively impact your well-being. It helps you to create a well-rounded identity, provides an alternative focus and a positive distraction from sports. And 1 in 3 football players who transition out of sports, they have problems with due to their identity being so tied up with football. So doing something besides football really helps to broaden your identity. If it's making music or finding a hobby, or maybe going and look at a company for a day to see what it is, it all helps you to develop outside of sports. And research has shown as well that when you develop outside your sport during your sporting career, that it has performance benefits too. As you're more likely to be selected and you stay longer in the game, you have a longer career. So it's not only after your career, it's already during your career that it really helps you if you do something besides your sports. And that's not easy. It's challenging to combine your sporting career with something else. But sometimes there are things happening which in first instance look really bad, but give you an opportunity as well to, for example, start with something like an education degree. In the case of Elise, she got a really bad injury, and she took that time to start thinking about what she wanted to do after or already now, and started up with an education degree. And maybe COVID is an opportunity in that sense as well. And you don't always have to do both 50-50. You can just spend some time on developing yourself outside of your career. So Mind the Gap really fits in with FIFPRO's general statement, which is our aim to improve the lives of the players. And within Mind the Gap, the main focus was on training player development managers and providing courses to them and create a network. So through that, I know Kariana as well, as she followed a PDM course within the Mind the Gap project and is now part of the wider network in which we exchange best practice. And that's also part of the research. So we did research, we did a player research, we did a research with player development managers. We looked into literature to get all the knowledge out there and combine it into a best practice guide to help the PDMs on the ground and to support all the players as best as they can. We've also developed some tools, online tools to guide players to figure out what else do you like, what else are you good at. And of course, we raised some awareness for the project, because still there is a little bit of a stigma around it that if you focus on something outside of your football career, that you don't focus, that it takes away from your career. But actually that isn't the case. You can both do at the same time. So we interviewed some great players, some great athletes, and created some awareness around it. And that's definitely something that we will stay and do, because it's really important. So for example, we interviewed Gareth Farrelly, who played in the Premier League for quite a long time, and he's now a legal expert advising players. And actually that's due to some of the problems he had himself. And he found it really challenging that he didn't understand the lawyers. So he decided to take up a legal degree. But when he started, he didn't even have an email address. So we made a little video, and due to time, I won't show it to you fully. But in that video, you see a bit of his career and the path he took. And if you're interested, you can check it out on the FIFPRO website or on the NISO website probably as well. So next to Gareth Farrelly, we did also an interview with Giorgio Chiellini, who is the next one coming up, I think. Yeah. In his video, you also see the importance of his family. His mom really urged him to study, and if he couldn't go to school, he wasn't allowed to go to practice, and he took that with him. And he also said that studying has helped him a lot to become sharper on the pitch and to take the pressure off for some of the most important matches. And I think he shows that that you really can do something besides your football career and still have a very, very successful career. So I think that everyone attending today really took a great step in already seeing what's possible for you to develop yourself outside of sport. So thank you for having me.
Nienke, it's been great to hear you present the Mind the Gap project. Thank you.
Thank you so much.